rocket science to know that it's turning into a prestigious trading center and a commercial hub. We want to find out how far things are going as far as Embu County is concerned. We have the Embu Governor, Honorable Martin Wambora. Welcome to the Power Breakfast Show. Yeah, of course, we know you are the governor, but what is that other thing that we don't know about you?
Thank you, Mr. Makari. Thank you, David. I've worked with in the civil service for quite a while, up to the level of Deputy Permanent Secretary. I've also been a member of Parliament for Runyenjes. I've been a chairman of Kenya Ports Authority, and now, of course, Governor Embu.
All right, many thanks. Of course, the people of Embu decided you were the right person to lead them. And just to take you back to when you were being sworn in at Embu Municipal Stadium, you made some incredible promises there. Yes. You said that you would ensure the county got a milk processing plant, a cereals depot, and a coffee mill. Yes. Of course, it's about 9 months now.
Yes.
What have you done so far that is tangible?
Mr. Makari, the coffee mill is complete. We are now just about to buy the equipment from Brazil, and we have brought together 24 coffee cooperative societies. So we are working as a team. We have made plenty of progress in that field. Mm-hmm. As for the processing of milk plant, we have now finally interested local investors within Embu County who are ready to put 250 million. They have branched 250 million to start it off. But we have to do a lot of background check for the kind of appropriate plant we want to put. Definitely, we are not interested in a fresh milk processing plant. We shall go for the powder milk. The demand is overwhelming.
For powder
we are
milk.
importing a lot of powder milk from Middle East and Europe. Which is really sad.
In this country?
In this country. So that's the area we want to go. The farthest we can go build powder milk will be UHT milk, which can last longer in the shelves. But our main focus is powder milk.
And the third item you said was?
There was, of course, coffee meal, cereals.
Oh, cereals. Cereals, we are definitely going to put a storage facility for the farmers, for the areas where we are growing a lot of maize, because we want to add value to the maize also. Instead of exporting outside the county raw maize, we want to export flour. Maize flour.
I mean, looking at what is the foundation of the economy of Embu County?
Yes, David. The foundation of Embu is, of course, agricultural based, and our strongest area is tea, coffee, macadamia nuts, bananas, maize, of course, and other fruits.
Yes.
Like purples and all that.
So as governor, you're hoping that the economy is going to grow on the trajectory of those the agricultural produce.
Yes, yes.
How about industrialization?
First,
a lot of the economic development is happening from commerce.
Yes, yes.
There's a switch from basic agriculture to agro-based industry.
Yes, yes, yes.
And then commercial activities.
Yes.
How do you see Embu going forward?
That is the way forward of value addition, agricultural value addition, and we shall be starting with the tea. We process our tea. We have 3 factories, tea factories, and we process the tea all the way. What remains is branding. Branding of that tea, what they call geographical indications. We must call it Embu tea.
Embu tea, yes.
And then package it. Just two steps.
Yes, yes.
Branding, packaging, and then marketing.
Then marketing it.
We have taken a bit of time because we want lead partners. Tea is very tricky. We consume only about 5% of our tea in this country and also in Embu. So we would want a situation where we are partnering with partners who are in the where we sell our tea, so that we are assured of the market.
All right, talking about partnership, you recently had your investment conference, and you received some serious investors there pledging big cash. We're talking about our 441 billion shillings in commitment. Tell us a bit about that.
It was a pleasant surprise. We had no expectations of that kind of figures at all. It really surprised us. We had the investors conference on 11th and 12th of this month in Embu, Isaac Walton Inn, and we had investors who came from the county, from our neighboring counties, from all over Kenya, from China, from US, from Korea, from South Africa, and from many other countries. And we spent the 2 afternoons, both Friday and Saturday, signing memorandums of understanding, MOUs. And it's true, we got that branch of a total of 441 billion Kenya shillings. Most of it is conditional.
Conditional.
Conditional, meaning they would want sovereign guarantee. Sovereign guarantee where the national treasury is able to say, to give letter of comfort, and then of course the money can now flow. Some of them have gone to the extent of even preparing a bid board. One of them has a bid board of 3 million euros, which is equivalent to over 300 billion Kenya shillings. So, but all the same, we have a substantial amount which is completely unconditional. Over 90 billion is unconditional, absolutely unconditional. And these are bridges from the local investors, like the one I'm talking about, who wants to invest in a milk plant, those who want to put up tented camps in the Moya Game Reserve, those are locals from Embu. Those who want to invest also in tea, but we must still get lead partners because of marketing guarantees. So we are very, very excited. We have raised enough funds, 12 billion for roads, county roads, just slightly over 20 billion for solar and wind power. Those ones are complete, especially the one for solar farms and the wind power. We were expecting only 60, we were looking for $60 million. We got $260 million.
In pledges,
for solar. You know, companies represented locally from US, from India, and from Europe.
Why the interest? I mean, somebody would say, not in a Kenyan who hasn't been to Embu. I've been to Embu a couple of times on the force we've met them, but somebody say, why Embu? Why would people be dashing to Embu?
No, we did a good job of marketing Embu, and we showed very unique things which are unique to Embu.
Yes.
We are only 1.5 hours from Nairobi.
From Nairobi?
From Nairobi.
Yes, and a good road, of course.
Good road, very good road indeed. And incidentally, David, we supply, Embu County supplies over 75% of hydropower to the rest of the country.
75%?
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes.
How is that?
Most of the 7 dams, of the 7 fork dams are in Embu County. So that one is already a plus. As you have said, we have an infrastructure is very good, and we are going to put a lot of emphasis on infrastructure. We want to spend over 12 billion in the next 10 years. Just on infrastructure.
Yeah. You say you have already got pledges of 20 billion, isn't it?
12 for infrastructure and 20 for solar power. Number 2, we are unique in that we have plenty of land. Our natural resources are not known, but we have now made them known. We have minerals in Embu. We have enough land. We are offering land to our investors. We got a local investor from Muranga who is investing 2 billion. We are going to give him land for cotton, for cashew nuts,
right,
for peanuts, and he's put, in turn, you put a factory, a textile factory. And today, my people on the ground distributing seeds, cotton seeds, following that signing of MOU, 26 tons of cotton seeds.
All right. I mean, you know, anytime we talk about billions, especially in this era, we can't help but shudder, especially in the face of corruption.
Yes.
And there's a question here, direct question. Perhaps you could handle it from a broader perspective of how are you dealing with corruption. But Kennedy from Embu West says, up to when will corruption cease in Embu region? The advertised position and applied have never been shortlisted. It only depends on whom you know, but what you know.
What has not been
Talks of advertised positions.
Maybe you need to address that matter. It looks like there's a bit of trouble with it. Those are now your government's issues. Yeah.
Of course, the work of employment is done by Public Service Board, not by the governor. But they are doing a good job. They are new in the job. They have been in the job for only 2 months. We are among the first counties to advertise and get recruited county secretary. That's why we are taking off like a rocket. We are the first county to have positions of director of communication. And that's why we have been able to do a very successful
media campaign.
Media campaign and conferencing.
And for the conference,
for the investors conference. I can't understand what Kennedy is bothered about.
Yeah.
We don't.
He's talking about corruption.
Corruption.
Is there, a problem of that caliber in Embu?
Absolutely.
Or is this a generic question he's asking?
That's a generic question. It should be very specific because we don't employ anybody without advertising. Any position, even messenger, even clerk. But we must start at the top. We must start with ministers. We have all the 10 ministers in place. We have the Public Service Board of Embu is now finishing the interviewing of chief officers. We are to fast track the interviewing of Public Service Board members who are now on the job.
Yes.
Then they'll come down the line to the directors. They'll come down the line to the enforcement officers. Finance and the principal officers are already in place who are employed on permanent terms.
Let's assume, okay, maybe those are usual teething problems with establishment of institutions and government. If we assume that this was the Embu conference, and you're trying to woo us to come to Embu, what would you be telling us to come to Embu for? What is great about Embu? What investment opportunities are there? What is attractive about Embu? Are you targeting local visits?
Very friendly inhabitants. The first missionaries to Embu from Italy described Embu as the beloved land. And that has never been beaten. We are very friendly people, very hospitable, and the investors noted that when they were there for 2 days. Some of us stayed longer. So the environment is good. We are cosmopolitan. It's a melting pot of all kinds of groups.
Yes.
David, since '63, over 75% of civil servants, senior civil servants who have come to Embu, they never go back to their counties or to their districts. They settle there. Absolutely.
It's a laid-back town, but it's always in the shadow of Nyeri.
Now we have woken up.
Even though Embu was always a provincial headquarters.
Yes. There's always been overshadowed.
Yeah, Eastern. But there's always so much Akos.
It was hard more. It was hard more.
You didn't see him.
Yes.
How come?
Because the two counties have bigger populations, so they have tended to overshadow us. They have tended to attract more people in commerce than Embu, but we are turning the tables now. We are truly overturning the tables because we have some unique aspects of Embu, which are not. Then we have some very unique ecotourism facilities in Embu, which cannot be found anywhere else. A good example, Mwakari, is the Kenjiro Hill, which we are going to develop it as a planetarium. It's on a site on the equator where you can see stars and the planets in the universe along the equator. Any other facility like that is in Morocco, but it's out of the equator. So to us, that is very unique.
Yeah.
Then the southern route of Mount Kenya, which is not developed, is the most gentle. It will accommodate the rich and old tourists and even the young kids who cannot handle the Narumoro route or Chogoria route, because it's very gentle. Then, of course, we have plenty of animals, giraffes, bird species like in Mwea, and very well developed infrastructure.
Again, I go to these other towns overlooking Embu that always seem to overshadow Embu. And then, of course, now there is Meru. Meru, which lies just ahead of you.
Let's take the case of Montezuma.
Yes.
There were offered places in Meru and Embu.
Yes.
We have signed with they have signed with us.
All right.
Montezuma. We'll be serving Meru from Embu.
Right.
We are serving Kirinyaga County and Tharaka Nithi, for health services through Embu Provincial General Hospital, which we are going to turn now to teaching and referral hospital. So we are upping the game now.
All right. Just to take some questions from the viewers, we have Kiura Kangaru from Embu says, are you aware that Miraa, commonly known as Mohoka, is retarding development in Embu County? What are you doing about it?
You see, Kiura should know that you have to give people an alternative before you can abolish things like Miraa. You can't abolish Miraa. What we are going to do is, Miraa may not return development if it is, because it's mostly exported out of the country, really. So, but of course the youth, some of them are missing classes. But that's something we can handle socially, through social work. And my only worry is the Miraas are so profitable that they are even punching the pipe of treated water. So what we are going to do is make sure we give them plenty of pan dams, so that they stop breaking the pipes of treated water, which is very expensive to us.
All right. Another question here. In fact, two people, more than two, have actually asked about the Siakago Embu Road. We have Martin who says, tell us about Siakago Embu Road. It's like a shamba for a decade.
Yes.
Now only big vehicles can manage. What are you doing about it?
Embu Siakago Road is, and it goes beyond Chicago. It goes all the way to Were, Kianjokoma, to join the other tarmac road. That's our most important ring road. The national government has already tendered, and a tender has been given to be supervised by KERA, Kenya Rural Roads Authority. There's been problem of funding, but the national government is organizing themselves under pressure from us, and they have now found funds to mobilize the contractor on site. So we expect the contractor on site as soon as possible.
All right, another question here. What's happening with the Macadamia Factory, which has so far stalled? And where are the machines, since we are aware they are on sale?
Macadamia Factory in Embu town belongs to Nawiri Sacco, which used to be Embu Cooperative Society. Immediately I was sworn in. That was the first group I called to my office, the directors of Nawiri, the owners of the factory, and I convinced them to just surrender the factory and concentrate on Sacco activities. They have accepted to do that. They are now ready to sell it. And it has been closed since 2006, and it will be opened next year.
Next year?
From around February there.
Another question here from a technical teacher says, good morning, Governor. What are your plans on technical education now that we only have one, Ruika?
Yes, we have Ruika. We are going to put 4 more in every sub-county, in every constituency, at the rate of 300 million Kenya shillings, institutes of technology. Those ones, the MOUs have been signed. at the tune of 1.2 million. 1.2 billion, sorry.
2 billion.
300 million per one.
Okay. Another question here. This is, this didn't indicate the name. Says, congratulations, my aggregation, but have very poor roads, especially past Weru's Academy.
Let's start with the use of Rupingazi. We are definitely going to have 3 major dams. One on Rupingazi River to cater for Manyata sub-county and Mbere South sub-county. We are going to have a dam on Irangi Forest, on which will cater for Runyenje sub-county and Bere North itself. Those 3 dams will cater for the entire county. Dhochi is one house, which has already been tendered for, and we are now, the national government is going to award tenders for the feasibility studies and detailed designs. This is a very big dam, bigger than the one which is being built in Kirinyaga for Moya extension.
All right. The issue of corruption is coming up. Gako Kiangima says, corruption in employment. Your system does not give a chance to qualified people from opposition.
What is opposition?
That's according to Gako.
Recruit on parties. Public Service Board does not recruit on
maybe
parties.
your executive appointments that are not subject to the service board.
No. They are the most competitive. Those ones were even done before the Public Service Board came, David.
Yeah.
We have the most qualified cabinet with PhDs and masters. I don't know what Embu they are talking about. Not Embu County government.
Not your Embu.
Not Embu County government. I don't know what they are talking about. Take the Minister for Agriculture. I don't know what is his party from Bere North. A PhD in agriculture, Dr. Jero, who is today distributing cotton seeds very effectively. Take the case of education. Dr. Muturi from Manyata. There are many PhDs and masters. All the others, the Minister for Finance from Manyata is a master's. Yes. Very, very competent. I can't imagine what he is. These were competitive. Over 400 applicants. It was the most competitive thing I can ever imagine.
Let's
look at what they are talking about.
All right, let's go into the national, scenario a bit. There's been a lot of fights about devolution. Well, people claiming the government, central government, is not supporting devolution enough. Governors have been taking different positions on this issue. Now, the TA is going to be phased out soon. We were here with the chairman of the Transition Authority, and he said, if you remove the TA, devolution is dead in this country. What are your perspectives on just this whole debate about devolution?
It is a blessing to Kenya. That's why I voted for the new constitution of 2010, especially, and of course because of appointment of technical ministers, because I'm a firm believer of professionalism. I don't think this is the right time to destabilize the Transition Authority. We have our differences with them, but we have discovered we would rather have them in place
than
absolutely
something else.
Absolutely.
And the difference is from what? I mean, there's been a lot of arguments, that the TA is sending people to manage or to coordinate the county administrations, and some county governments have had a problem with that, about the deployment, the postings. Is that okay with you, or you're having challenges with that?
That one is manageable. When a governor finds an appointee of Transition Authority is incompetent, they always accept to remove them.
Right.
And we have had that experience in Embu. That's how I got a chance to now advertise for the post of county secretary. And I was able to get a very competent person. And we are moving very well. In other words, Mwakari, there are no posts which we don't advertise. And it's not the governor who does it. The governor only gets 3 shortlisted names. And I always pick the top.
Yeah.
All right. Perhaps as we wind up, you tell us, how are you trying to maintain a relationship, especially with other counties? Because in the past we've seen counties fighting other counties. These are our resources. You stay in your counties. Don't bother with us. How are you managing that?
We are very friendly with our neighbors because we realize when we team up, we shall benefit more. For instance, macadamia nuts. I'm not able to supply enough for the market. So we have to get macadamia from Kirinyaga and also from Tharaka Nithi. Cotton, we don't have a ginnery. My cotton must go to Meru ginnery. And then it will come back to Embu County for processing as yarn to textile. Because for us, we are going to put a textile factory. Meru has a ginnery.
Yes.
Meru has got fish processing. We are not going to duplicate because it's not necessary to duplicate. For us, we shall concentrate on cotton, tea, and coffee, and
so are you engaging in between county discussions?
Yeah, we are.
Agenda, so that
all the governors around the Mount Kenya region, for instance, we have met to discuss how to manage the mountain, because it's really our most important resource.
Yes.
We have also agreed we shall come together to see how we can market coffee. Any single county around of coffee growing counties cannot satisfy the world and get value for money individually. So we must come together and fight the cartels together.
Right.
Individually we can't manage.
Okay.
All right.
Anything perhaps that you need people Embu to know that they're expecting from you?
Yes, David.
Before we finish.
I want the Embu people to know we are committed to our vision, that is a prosperous Embu County with equal opportunities for all. And here we mean not just the residents, but also the investors and our visitors.
All right. Many thanks indeed, talking to Embu Governor Martin Wambora. And thank you so much indeed for your comments. We totally appreciate. In the next hour, of course, we'll be focusing on your comments and making it absolutely interactive. Don't go away. We'll be right back.